scheduling a little bit. We're going to host these quarterly big meetings with presentations and sharing of resources and so on. And then district superintendents are having their own smaller meetings as they have their sensitive topics to discuss, right? So we'll be sending out reminders. Our next meeting will be in January and so on and so forth. But let us know if you have something that you would like to present, or if you have somebody in mind that you think has important resources and information for our community, and we'll set them up for our next meeting. It's Arts Month. It's October. It's Arts Month. And so we're coming in at the tail end with a really spectacular event, a student art exhibit that's right in our building here that we're going to let you see. We'll unveil it at the end of our meeting today. In fact, you are going to be judges today. And you're going to be choosing our student ambassador. On Saturday, I'm going to tell you about an arts event that we're hosting here, and we're giving out art ambassador awards. And we always give one to a student, and so we're going to pick that student here today. And immediately, Eddie Jung is going to engrave that name. It's going to be like Wimbledon. It's engraved in real time. So that's going to be something very exciting. You are going to get a tile today. Look, we've got 5 tiles. We've got a little piece of a bathroom wall here. And if you've celebrated with us for the last 5 years, hopefully you've got them. I had to scramble to find all of them. And here is this year's. Our mural is actually right behind us, the annex wall back here, right outside the Los Padres building. And Miguel Grijalvo is the teaching artist. And it was created with our summer campers, about 15 kids that weathered the summer heat and the monsoon rains to create it. It's beautiful. It's an ode to our Los Padres program. Families, students, parents, their likenesses are even in the mural. So if you have time and you didn't have to trek up the hill, and you're parked back here, you can take a look at that beautiful mural. So this morning we're going to give you a few quick office updates about what's going on in our office, and then we'll make our way through our regular agenda, kind of going from usually what we do at the end of our meetings. We'll kind of put them up to the beginning of the meeting. We're going to have a few presentations today. We've got Nami with us via Zoom. Lauren Seckman is here waiting. She's going to be presenting to us. We've got Purchase Locals Arizona, and they're going to be sharing some information with us. Southern Arizona Film Society, and then a presentation by Terry for our Young Audiences Raise program. We'll have time at the end for a round table, so if you have important events or announcements from your organization, your school, we'll have a chance to make those announcements. And then the NHS culinary team is providing lunch for us today. We're having a charcuterie pasta salad. Sounds good, right? Yes. So let's go around and make some introductions real quick. Good morning, Terry. Thanks for making it. And we'll start with you, Pancho.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Francisco Padilla. I am the regional director here at Santa Cruz for First Things First.
I'm Terry Sprigg. I'm the Special Projects Grants Manager for the Superintendent's Office.
Good morning, everyone. Rosie Stewart. I'm with the University of Arizona Cooperative Extension here in Santa Cruz County, and I have a small appointment in Cochise County. I'm the Family Consumer and Health Sciences Area Assistant Agent.
Good morning, Jennifer Argros, University of Arizona Cooperative Extension Family Resource Centers.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Sandra Contreras, and I am the middle and high school principal at Lewis Catholic School.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Meredith Valencia, and I'm the Assistant Superintendent from Michigan.
Good morning, I'm Laura Prado, Principal at Michigan Academy.
Sharon.
Good morning, I'm Sharon Erman from Santa Cruz Advocates for the Arts.
Good morning, everyone. Greg Lucero with the Santa Cruz County Visual Community College.
Morning, I'm Melissa Lenderblom, the Assistant Superintendent at Santa Cruz Valley Unified.
I am Terry Reyna, and I'm with the Trust.
Good morning, I'm Sandra Corey, and I'm with the Cultural Arts Committee of Nogales, Arizona.
Hi, I'm Oscar Coronado, and I'm with the Southern Arizona Film Society.
All right, Mr.
I'm Kenny Hayes, I'm the Superintendent of Patagonia School Districts.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Claudia Alvarez, and I'm a school leader at Colegio Petit.
I'm Dana Rivera, and I teach at the Santa Cruz County Jail for the adults, 18 to 22-year-olds, and I also represent the Arizona Correctional Educators.
I'm Sarah Bakery. I'm with Tubac Center of the Arts, and I handle the youth education program.
This year.
Yeah, my name is Eric Stanford. I own a company called Pivot Produce in Tucson, Arizona.
My name is John Benedict. I'm here today with the Cochise Farm to School program.
Hi everyone, Evan Corey, board president of the Linear Art Studio and the Whitney Museum.
Christina Farley, director of the Patagonia Creative Arts Association.
And Suzanne?
Good morning, my name is Suzanne Rogers. I'm the director at Sunshine Christian School.
Hi everybody, my name is Graham Kringhouse. I'm an education reporter for the Nogales International. I'm just here to watch today. Thank you to my
I'm Jennifer Alejos, communications at Santa Cruz Training Programs.
I'm Malena Rodriguez, Santa Cruz Training Programs.
Good morning, Erika Cañas, also from Santa Cruz Training Programs. We provide services for people and children with disabilities.
Hi everyone, my name is Paloma. I'm the literacy facilitator here with the school superintendent's office. So if you see me rolling around town in my fun little bus, wave. Lisa Montoya, I'm practice coordinator for the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent's office.
Hi, good morning. Adrian Villanes, and I'm the administrative assistant for the CURE program at the superintendent's office.
Hi there, I'm Carrie Munoz, and I am the school superintendent chief deputy.
All right, amazing. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, yes, yes. Lori, go ahead.
I'm Laura Shedman. I'm with Nami Southeastern Arizona. Deanna, want to introduce yourself?
Okay, hi. I'm Deanna Bellinger. I have my camera enabled, but I think it's just showing up as my iPhone. But anyway, I'm with NAMI Southeastern Arizona. We're an affiliate of the National Alliance for Mental Illness, and I am here representing our local chapter. I'm an ATS presenter for family and student and in the silence classes, and president of our board currently. Looks like a great group. Thanks for inviting us.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's move right along here. We've got lots to cover. Terry Sprague is going to share a little bit about new grant programs in our community.
So this will be a brief overview. Our office, last week, we submitted a stop grant which is from the Stop the Violence program through the Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Administration, long title. And so we applied for that. We're continuously looking for new applications and new funding. And our fingers are crossed on this one. It would be great if we got it. The way we wrote up the grant is we want to help the charter schools with their school safety programs. And so we have different parts of the grant, but it would include training, the CSTAC training, which is the threat assessment training, but in no way did we leave the other school districts out. If we have a training, we will definitely invite everybody. That's the beauty of our county. We're small enough that we can include everybody. But the way we wrote it up is there is concern over especially the downtown area and all the kids in the morning crossing and you know, we're worried we're gonna run over somebody. There's so many kids just hanging out, and even in this little strip mall, we feel like there's a little lack of supervision there, and maybe we can help. Terry, we're gonna use the trust because you guys offer amazing training opportunities. And so we wrote it up to be super inclusive of everybody, but that's gonna be our objective, is to help with that. And so we're proud. We submitted it last week. They just extended the deadline to the 10th, and we got it in way ahead of time. We don't know how long it's gonna sit there with the government shutdown. We don't know, and we don't know even when the awards will be announced. But it's there, so that's a good opportunity. And Jennifer just mentioned a grant opportunity. So if you guys find something that fits or that our office could take the lead on, we certainly invite you to share it with us, and we'll go for it.
Right? Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. The breakfast.
Oh, yes. So as most of you are aware, we did not receive the New Europe grants cycle, but we are still running Europe on a no-cost extension up until May, so we're really happy about that. I just wanted to point out, that if I can throw this in, we still have Manny Gonzalez as a success coach. She's working out of the Santa Cruz County Divisional College District. We have a little office there. So if you have any families, students, anybody that still needs help with FAFSA or any kind of anything really, we're going to run a little workshop here next week, in a couple of weeks for interview skills. And then we're also going to offer some to our, of course, still the class of 2024. They graduated a couple of years ago. We're going to offer some CPR classes, certifications. So because a lot of those kids are wanting to get into the EMT program, and they have to have the certification for CPR, so we're going to offer that for them. Anyway, Manny is here. Manny's still at the hub. Please, if you know any families, send them his way. And if any schools have a FAFSA night or anything going on after schools that Europe can help with, we are more than happy to stop by. Manny's going to Rio Rico High School for their FAFSA nights to help out the counselors. So we are very up to date with all the changes in FAFSA. So please reach out to us at any time, okay? And guess what? We're still doing our Pride Fest. We got rained out on the 27th of September. Yay! Everybody loves Pride Fest. I think we're going to just do Pride Fest every year, with or without Europe. We will be doing Pride Fest. It's just a great time of the year, as everybody knows. Of course, the September 27th first date that we had was not a good time. That's when everything got rained out. So we looked into November 8th. We have reached out to everybody that was involved registering, and we've even added some people. If you're interested in joining us at Pride Fest on September 8th from 10 to 12 at Pearson Field. Thank you. And you'll see always lends us that field for this event. Please let us know. We have lots of space on Pearson Field. There'll be activities for community people, and of course we have clubs and all the community partners that come out to meet with the community, okay? So hope to see you at Pride Fest. You have one of these in your packet. Thank you.
Okay, Gary. I'm going to skip the celebrating young artists for a minute and move on to Daniel with the ACE conference.
I'm gonna stand up.
Come on up, Daniel. You come up here.
Are you sure?
Here we go.
You're at your spot. This is me, so pull out your papers. Children. I teach at the jail, so you know. No, I'm here, I work under Maya's office, and I run the education program at the Santa Cruz County Jail. I serve 18 to 22-year-olds there who don't have a GED or a high school diploma. I used to work with juveniles, but they closed that down, so. But in my 20-some years of being involved with that, I became involved with the Arizona Correctional Educators. And what we do is we have an annual symposium. And we've done it up at Achin in Maricopa, Arizona for the last few years. And it's a day and a half of sessions. We have some incredible speakers, like you can see on the paper that I have there for you. Sorry. It is in the beginning of June, but we're looking to promote this in the schools. We haven't had a lot of participation from the alternative schools or irregular ed schools. I'm looking to see if maybe we could have ISS teachers go to this. People that work with kids that come to me in the detention center. So if any of you are interested, this pretty much tells you everything. There's a little QR code on the back that will take you to our website and tell you more about the symposium, about what all we do. We're looking for sponsors, donors, exhibitors, presenters, and members. So if you're interested at all, like I said last year, we have incredible presenters. Our keynote is just amazing. And we have a lot of fun while we do it. And it's just a short little conference, but it's worth every second. If you have any questions, I have cards over there, and all my info's up here. So come join us. It's really fun. Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Dad. All right. Adrian Dianis is working with Julie Ulrich on spelling bee. And so she's going to provide you with a couple of updates.
Hi, good morning, everybody. This is my second year as a spelling bee coordinator alongside with Julie Ulrich. She is a retired teacher from Mariel Walsty. So this year, we are happy to announce that Santa Cruz Valley will be hosting our event this year. It will no longer be at the VFW, so thank you so much, Santa Cruz Valley, for doing that for us. And then enrollment deadline for all your schools will be December 31st. I know some of you have already registered. Thank you so much. If you haven't done so, just get in touch with your spelling bee coordinator. We have sent an outreach email already, and we will be sending one for the month of November with more updates on that. Your individual school fees should be all done by January 9th. District school fees should be done by January 30th of the new year, and the county fee will be on February 21st. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My name is Adrian Dianis, or to Ms. Ulrich. She will be also available for any questions or anything like that. The state spelling bee will be hosted on March 21st. That will be the full winner of the Santa Cruz County Spelling Bee. And that, so yeah, so hopefully, and then if hopefully, fingers crossed, one of our county's speed bells will be going to the National Spelling Bee, and that will be May 24th through the 30th. So again, if you have any questions, feel free, and thank you again.
Thank you, Adrian. So we have been having some events in the past few years, Teacher of the Year, the Spelling Bee. Last year we held our adult ed graduation at the VFW. There have been a lot of upgrades and improvements done to the VFW, and well, quite frankly, their fees have also gone up. Everything's gone up in price, right? So we are tapping into our school districts for locations, for events, and we figure that the spelling bee will be a traveling bee so that every district has the opportunity to host. And we'll start with Santa Cruz Valley. You just had a Hall of Fame dinner that was wonderful in the cafeteria. The stage is there, plenty of room for families, and so we'll start there. If you are interested in hosting anything for us, please let us know. Times are tough all over, right? I mean, budget restraints, everybody's feeling them, so I know that everybody understands why we'll be making some changes in our venues. All right. Paloma, do you want to explain it or introduce yourself? Tell a little bit about the bus.
Of course.
Okay.
For those who weren't here earlier, my name is Paloma Terrazas. I'm the new literacy facilitator for the literacy bus just outside. If you did need to take a walk up the hill, you can go around that way and it's parked there. You're more than welcome to hop in, explore. So the main purpose of the literacy bus is to offer literacy services throughout our community, particularly the more rural areas where there might not be as much access to our public libraries or our library systems. I am currently working on offering a checkout system for our books as well, so our early readers or any visitors can check out the books and easily return them at their convenience, either be it at the schools or at our local libraries. So if any of you have any contacts that you would love to share with me, I am open to receive them. I'm also currently developing a reading roundup, so we will be doing a monthly meetup at our community parks or public spaces where we'll be inviting our families to bring their favorite book. I'll be doing a reading circle with our families, and then everyone's welcome to stick around and enjoy their books. It'll be a great opportunity for us to enjoy our public spaces, encourage reading with our family members, a little more engagement, and really have an opportunity to connect with our neighbors and have a third space for everybody. If you do have any questions, feel free to let me know. I do always love to hear about any recommendations, any ideas, or any favorite books that you would love to add, especially from our educators. If you have any recommendations on books that your students enjoy or that you would like to be presented in our bus, I'd be more than happy to look into that. That way we can make sure that we have those available. We are offering our services at our community events as well as the schools, so if you would like for us to come by and bring the bus for your kids, give me a call. We also have our QR code, and my email is available somewhere, I'm sure. But you can always give me a call, and I'm more than happy to schedule that out, and that way we can make sure that we get the bus out to all the kiddos and families.
Thank you, Paul.
That's it.
Thank you, Paul. We've had Paula on board for about 2 weeks now, or 3 weeks now. And she started in the absolute busiest month of the year with activities. She's been to trick or treat and hasn't nowhere to go. And she's always out there disinfecting the bus. And so, oh yes, Brandon went right along with her. No seatbelts on that bus though.
She's an easy ride.
Yeah. So make sure and contact our office if you would like to have the bus visit you. So our Celebrating Young Artists event, you have a little flyer there in your packet. It's coming up on Saturday. It is from 3 to 6. I know that there's lots of action going on around town that day. Also the Dia de los Muertos event downtown at Cameron Park from 5 to 10. You could come visit our event first and then continue your little jog down the street and attend the other one. Ours is an open house, but we do have scheduled events that day. So from 3 to 6. From 3 to 4, we'll have people mingling and visiting the exhibit. There will be food and drinks and music, lots of people to socialize and network with. From 4 to 5, we are going to host workshops, and Terry's going to tell a little bit about the RAISE program and young audiences, a young audiences grant that our office is part of in just a minute. But we're going to have various workshops for students and families to engage in. We're going to have drumming with Gustavo Lozano. We're going to have a writing activity with Joe Wright, and then some painting activities with Armando Moreno and with Miguel Grijalva. Plenty for kids to do. Also out front, we're going to have an early childhood section with a literacy bus. We're going to be doing art activities, making catrinas, and so on. It's going to be a really fun afternoon. And then from 5 to 6, we're going to have our awards ceremony for the art ambassadors. We are honoring an educator as an ambassador. We're honoring a student as an ambassador. And then we are giving out the annual Nils Ehrman Mural of the Year Award. Sharon and her family will be here with us to present that award to the Mural of the Year. So pretty exciting. We hope that you can join us. There's plenty to entertain the family of people of all ages. We would really appreciate if you could join us at some point from 3 to 6 that day. You are going to get a sneak peek at the student exhibit today. What we did downstairs here is we consolidated our Beyond Fronteras history exhibit into one room. If you enter through the side door, it kind of starts telling the story there, and then in the room there, there's all the art and the poetry pieces and so on. So that freed up our exhibit room for student art. We invited all 7th through 12th graders across the county to submit we want to thank the schools and the art teachers for putting that all together for us. And so you're going to have a chance. You actually have a little ballot there in your packet to help us pick the student ambassador for the year. There's some amazing talent, amazing creative pieces in there that it's probably going to be a little hard for you to choose a winner. But we're going to give out a first, second, and third prize, and then a prize and plaque for our student ambassador, okay? All right, so let's get started with, well, before our presentations, we don't have Mr. Verdugo with us today. Do you have the total list if there's any ASA? I don't updates? Okay, all right. So we'll wait for the next one. If there's anything, our mayor, thank you for joining us. If there's anything pertinent, I'll ask Mr. Verdugo if there's anything pertinent for you all to know about. We'll send out an email with that information, okay? Terry, the trust.
I just wanted to let you know that I sent out an email to the superintendents this morning with the links of available trainings to add to what Terry was saying. Some of the trainings that are coming up, it's available every first Thursday of every month. It's a CSTA threat assessment trainings that are being offered, and they go along with that threat assessment program. So we're encouraging districts to participate in those monthly trainings if they're available. Then we also have leadership in maintenance and operations. Cohorts starting in November. So definitely take advantage of that because the trainings, of course, apply towards your trust loyalty credits. And that's 3% this year. So again, that's 3% going back towards your premiums. And you want to take full advantage of those opportunities. So I sent that out. If you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out to me and let me know.
All right. Thank you, Terry. All right, so on to our presentations. We're going to start with Lori Scheckman and NAMI. And she is presenting to us via Zoom today.
Actually, Deanna is going to go first, and I will be speaking.
Okay. Hi, I don't want to take too much of Lori's time. I just wanted to mention that it's a pleasure to be on the meeting today. I don't know if many of you are familiar with NAMI Southeastern Arizona, but we're one of 10 affiliates in the state of Arizona, and there are over 600 affiliates in the nation. The national organization was established in 1979. The nearest affiliate to you would be NAMI Southern Arizona, and some of you might already be familiar with some of their programs. They offer peer support for and mutual support groups for families and caregivers, as well as for individuals that are living with mental health conditions, and also mental health recovery education classes. NAMI Basics, which is a program for families that have children under the age of 18, their school age, with mental health conditions, and a variety of other programs that they are able to offer in Spanish. So we've been in discussions with them recently about ways that we can collaborate to try to bring some whatever resources the community there might be interested in. So thank you.
Right, thank you, Deanna. I'm going to share my screen if I can for just a very brief video. Let's see if we can do this. Not seeing the video. Okay. Let me try again. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Still not working. Okay. very great video. Please let me know if you can hear it.
1 in 6 youth aged 6 to 17 experience a mental health condition each year, and 50% of youth don't get treatment. We want to end the silence, so you're not afraid to speak up.
Mental health is coming. Know the signs.
Know you are not alone. Know that people care. And that we all have the power to end the silence. For more resources, always go to NAMI.org.
So I am actually the coordinator for the program Ending the Silence for NAMI Southeastern Arizona. It is a program for 6 to 12th graders, and it actually has come about because we have had a grant to take it statewide since 2023. And what happened, a little brief history about Ending the Silence. It was created in 2013 by a teacher and a social worker in NAMI, Indiana, who believed that they were seeing more and more students dropping out of school because of mental health reasons, and also they were losing students to suicide. And it became so popular in their state that in 2015, they gifted it to NAMI nationally. And in doing so, then they were able to get out to the entire country because we are in all 50 states. In 2017, I came into the picture when NAMI Southern, which Deanna mentioned, had a grant to cover a number of areas, including Nogales. And I was trained in all 3 versions of the program, which are a student version, a family version, and as well as a version for staff, or other people who are involved working with youth. In 2018, I became a state trainer, and then in 2023, I became the coordinator for the program here in NAMI Southeastern. I recently spoke to the Viking staff and down here where you are in Nogales, and at the end when I was presenting our student version to them, a woman got up and she said, I want to thank you for what you do. She said, I have a connection to suicide. I lost a nephew who was young to suicide. And, you know, the young people connect to our presentation. We have both English and Spanish available for the student version and the family version. The family version was updated in 2025 in January, and I just finished in September being part of a focus group that is working on updating the staff version, which we really will change from saying school staff. We're going to have something else about working with youth as the title, because we don't always present it to school staff, but present it to a lot of other organizations with it. So it's a free program. There is no cost to any school. It is evidence-based. It's evidence-based to increase their knowledge of mental health and to increase their help-seeking skills for themselves and their friends. The student version has 2 parts, but the student version has a part that talks about mental health as part of physical health. It talks a little bit about suicide prevention. It talks about how you help a friend, how you work on reducing stigma in your school. And really the students connect to that, and you saw very briefly a few young people in that short video I showed you. And there are videos of them talking about things like the treatment they went through during that PowerPoint presentation. I recently had an evaluation that we do at the end, which is mostly to find out what they might want us to improve or what they might have learned. And I actually had, for the first time, this past year, a student say, on an evaluation, I love the PowerPoint. That's usually not their first reaction. Their first reaction is usually to the second part of our program, which is something I think sets our program apart from all others who do this type of thing. And that is that we have our young adult presenters. They're between the ages of 18 and about 28, and they themselves have had an early mental health journey. And they now are in recovery, and they are either in college or they're working or both. In fact, two of the ones I trained in our Sierra Vista area, one of them is now in Tucson, and he's pursuing a master's in clinical counseling because being a young adult presenter and talking to students about his story during our Ending the Silence presentations made him realize that that's what he wants to do. He wants to go and help people and help young people so that they don't have the same issues that he had and the struggles that he had. I very often hear from adults when I talk to them about this program, I wish there had been something like this available when I was in middle school or high school. And the students connect to some of what we're saying about, how people feel or react during when they're having a mental health issue. And they connect to that, and they actually wind up realizing that what they may be thinking or feeling is connected to mental health. We were recently in a middle school in Douglas, and actually the counselor told me that two students came up to talk about their friend who was talking to them about hurting herself. The counselor was then called by the teacher, and he spoke to them, and he found their friend. Now that student happened to have a therapist and was actually had issues in the past. But the counselor was at least able to connect with the parents and say, this is coming up again, she's talking to her friends about it, and gave the parents the crisis line so that they had that information as well as being able to talk to the parent. Just 1 second. Okay. Our grant is now actually in effect until September of 2026. And across the state last year, in 2024, we saw 7,000 students. One of our national strategic goals is to get people help early. And I believe that ETS is one of the best ways to do that. We hear that the young adult presenter is usually what they connect to, sometimes to the videos that are in there. But one of the things I often hear as well is they're being told that it is not something to be ashamed of, to have a mental health condition. And that's something they really react to. And I have talked to several districts in the past in York County, and at that time, Army National was not allowing us to shorten the presentation at all. That has changed. We are able to shorten it a little bit if you have a shorter class period. That's the way we usually like to present it, because students are more comfortable being in the classroom that they are used to being in. And we also have something that is kind of a short version of ETS, a little animated version that is available to be shown to 3rd to 5th graders. So those in elementary schools, I can work with a PE teacher, a counselor, a school nurse to do that particular presentation. And I want to just for a second, I know you guys are on mute right now, but Carrie, you actually saw our presentations live during the summer at your healthcare career camps. Do you want to make any comments on what you saw?
Sure. Let's unmute us. Sure, Lori. We did have Nami present at a couple of our, we ran some summer camps this year sponsored by El Rio Health Center. One in Eureka, one in Nogales. It was for healthcare careers, and we thought that it would be great. Nana was really wanting to get in and talk to some kids, and so we thought that would be a great, just to bring up some mental health occupations as well. So we brought them in, and Crystal from Douglas, who now loves Santa Cruz County, by the way, she might be moving here, Lori. Crystal from Douglas drove over a couple days, and like you mentioned, were really well done. And also then Aaron, who was the student presenter, came in and kind of gave his story. And there was a couple of kids that connected with that and asked some questions. They were very engaged, which I love when kids are engaged. I was a teacher for many years, and that's our main goal, right? To engage them and hope that they're actually listening. And so yeah, we really appreciate it. They were, like you mentioned, they were short videos. She was there for 45 minutes maybe. Crystal kind of gave her story as well. So it's kind of a nice program, and I think Lori hit it right there with peer-to-peer, students to students, young adults to students. They will listen to young adults rather than listening to me. So yeah, it was good. It was really good. We appreciated that, Lori. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for putting you on the spot, Terry, but I really wanted to hear what exactly doing. Yeah. So when we leave the students with a resource card and some swag and a wristband, and we can do the student version in either English or Spanish because Crystal, our lead presenter that came to Terry's camp, is bilingual. And also I will be training her when the new staff version comes out on that as well. And that will be offered in English and Spanish as well. I am willing to meet with anyone who's interested. I can meet with you on Zoom. I have my own Zoom room. Thank you, Donnelly, Southeastern Arizona. I can show you the PowerPoint. I can discuss details about bringing the program to your district. And then something else I want to tell you guys is we also have a podcast called Strength Beyond the Struggle at Donnelly, Arizona. And actually you can see longer versions of a lot of our really known presenters' stories because they only get 10 minutes to tell it in the classroom, and they get about 20, 30 minutes. It's a dying topic with things like anxiety and depression. You can find it anywhere that you can get a podcast. It's called Strength Beyond Struggle. And there's also those longer interviews of our young adult presenters. And there are resources at the end. Please check it out. Thank you for your time. I always appreciate, time that educators take to talk to people outside of their schools and their districts. I definitely can put, Terry and Teresa and of course the superintendent, thank you so much, Lieutenant Donnelly, all have my contact information. I will also put it in the chat. And I'd love to be able to talk to all your districts about bringing ETS to your schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
Can I ask if there's any opportunity for her to work with community colleges and boards?
Did she hear us? Did you hear that, Lori?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
You can repeat it.
Lori, the question was, will you come and work with our community college district?
Oh yes, actually the end of next week, the 30th, Deanna, who is one of my presenters, is going to be presenting at Cochise College for the freshman class. We can definitely do college as well. It really gives us an age range to about 22, 23. That's kind of range from like 12 to 23. So definitely we can do the college as well.
Okay, I'll share the contact information with you.
Thank you.
Questions for Laura?
Very much.
I will share her contact information with all of you, okay? So you have that. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. Our next presenters, Eric Stanford and John Benedict. I want to thank Rosie Stewart for connecting us. I think that you'll really enjoy their presentation and the information that they have to offer. Thank you, guys. I'm going to move myself so I can see this.
You want me to start it out? Sure, yeah. My name is Eric Stanford. I'm from Tucson. I run a company called Pivot Produce. John Benedict from the local co-op in McNeil over in Cochise County. And we know in Santa Cruz County you guys are used to produce companies, obviously, and distributors, but we're run things a little bit differently. Namely that we source exclusively from local farms. So we're working with farms in your community already. Pivot has distributed within this community already. And really what we do as food hubs, with the kind of business model that we run, where we try to find wholesale markets on behalf of our local growers. So we're aggregating produce from all these farms around central, southern Arizona, Cochise County, and then we're distributing either direct to your door, we do home delivery. John runs buses all over Cochise County to allow people to come onto the bus. We also distribute to restaurants, but a huge part of that solution for our farmers is schools. We've had a lot of success getting locally grown produce into cafeterias, in schools, in Pima County, and now in Cochise County, and I'll let John talk about kind of the success of Cochise County Farm to School and kind of how we want to hopefully engage with your schools.
You mind if I lean on this thing? Yeah. Won't feel so tall. My name is John Benedict. Eric's being extremely humble. First off, he's the chair of our statewide Farm to School network. I work with the Cochise County Farm to School program. I myself am a small scale grower. We spoke with Rosie, and one of the things we wanted to offer to Santa Cruz as your neighbors in Pima and in Cochise was we wanted to bring some of the success we saw in Farm to School in some of these areas, other areas, and offer them to you guys. As Eric mentioned, one of the things we realized that didn't seem very fair was that we have Santa Cruz producers who are working hard producing this high quality food, and that food is coming from you guys' community into our communities. So we sat here and thought, we talked to Rosie, and we thought, how can we keep some of this food that's produced in Santa Cruz County? Not only, the producers are being supported economically right now, but how do we get that benefit to the kids where we're growing stronger students? So one of the opportunities that Eric made us aware of is right now in the state of Arizona, there's a program called Try It Local. $4.4 million was allocated this year for school cafeteria purchasing. Last I checked, there's still $2 million on the table. I know earlier, I believe Terry mentioned one of the things we're all struggling with is grant funding. So first off, for your districts, if you are interested in integrating fresh produce into your cafeterias, the state has money that will reimburse you 100%. So any purchases that would come through Pivot or come through the co-op, which would ultimately funnel funds back to your local growers, that's completely free to the schools and would be reimbursed. Eric's an expert on it, can help you get set up with that. But kind of one of the other reasons why I'm here to talk about Farm to Schools, we all think about the fresh food and integrating it into the cafeterias, but as best we can tell, it's really a three-legged stool. So get with Eric, he's by far the expert in the state on integrating into your meal planning, working with wellness coordinators. But the other two things I wanted to offer to everybody in this room that we have funding right now for would be working with the U of A on nutritional education. I absolutely love what this young lady's doing with the bus. As Eric mentioned, we ourselves have developed a mobile market, and we've found in rural areas that's the #1 key to success. So one of the things, I can't guarantee it, but one of the things we could look at doing is we're doing micro learning experiences through mock shopping. We'll bring the bus to your school, we're targeting K through 3, we give them essentially monopoly money, and then what they're tasked with is, hey, it's getting cold, find something rich in vitamin C. So you'll come on the bus and you'll shop for things like oranges, you'll pay, you'll distribute it with your currency, and now not only are they getting that nutritional ed, you're also getting that math education, and you're getting that involvement of the local farms and things like that. So that program, that model is something with Eric, with the produce, with some of the resources we have with our partners at the U of A, possibly working with this awesome bus, that would be something we could deploy almost immediately. We have the funding for that right now. The other leg of the program that's really exciting, I'm proud to announce, would be your school gardens. Right now, the co-op has funds available. We would like to extend to Santa Cruz County 2 $500 grant awards for any schools that want to implement community gardens. So not only are you getting it in the cafeteria, not only are you going to have maybe a bus show up and bring it to the kids with the mock shopping experience, but let's add that community garden to your school as another resource for the students and things like that. And I just want to say finally, I'm sure Superintendent Donnelly will send our information out. If you can think of other ways either of us or local farmers can be of service to you, I feel the Farm to School program's #1 goal is to either solve problems or to add value to your school. If there's any other way you could see us fitting in, please reach out. And one other small thing too, I was told to mention you guys is, you have a grower in, I believe it's Amato, Forest Dweller Mushrooms. He has offered to donate grow your own mushroom kits to any of the schools. So this is another thing immediately where we could add values, reach out to us, and we can get these kits. Within 30 days, you can show students how to take substrate, inoculate it, grow your own mushrooms, talk about the benefits of those mushrooms, and then ideally either send them home with the students, work them into the cafeterias, things like that. So Any way we can add value to your districts, your schools, healthy eating, any of these benefits of farm to school, please reach out and we'd be glad to serve you guys. Thank you.
Before you go, guys, we talked a little bit when we met initially about a pantry. And I don't know if that's something that you have already introduced in FEMA or Cochise, but I kind of thought about the community college because with Europe being in the community college, those kids are always hungry and looking for snacks and stuff like that. And, but can you talk about mini pantries that you set up?
Yeah, I don't want to jump the gun on this. One of the things Rosie and Eric were working on is they applied for funding, which is called Purchase Local Arizona. And essentially what that would be is, I think it would be up to $30,000 we could use in your county to set up a network of pantries. We experienced the same thing in Cochise. We have kids going to school 4 days a week, and on Thursdays we hear the stories, I'm sure you guys all are, oh, they're wearing cargo pants on Thursdays, they're stuffing stuff in their pockets. They don't have enough food at home. The parents right now, I don't want to mention it, but with some of these cuts coming to SNAP, you could see where, hey, the schools are providing half the meals for the students, and if the parents don't have the money, there's going to be this huge, huge deficit. So one of the things the university and Eric were so gracious to work on is they want to get the funding to implement pantries in the schools. And one of the things, if you don't have the infrastructure, I would be glad to commit some funding to that. If you need to get your fridges, you need to get your lockers, you need to get your things set up. And also one of the other things we could bring is, in Cochise County, we're working on what's called produce prescriptions. So if you have students, I've heard in Arizona it's up to 40% of students who are either obese, pre-obese. Not only can we get them assistance with food access in these pantries, but we could also tailor them. I know Eric has experience with medically tailored groceries as well. So we could even work with your school nurses, not only to get them more food in these pantries, but we could also tailor it towards any health ailments you guys may be seeing in your community. So definitely reach out to us if you have any issues with that. And the one thing I do want to say, and I know Eric would agree, is regardless of funding, we're small counties, we're small communities, we're close. Even if the money doesn't flow, if you guys have these issues, we can reach out to the farmers. We know farmers with large acreage. We can work off donation systems. We can also fundraise through alternative means. One of the things I'm super proud of with our county, and I know you guys have it here, is a culinary arts program. So the culinary arts program came to us and they said, hey, we want to do more stuff, but we don't have the budget to buy your apples. So our operations manager went out there, we made our first delivery, and what ended up happening is we delivered a ton of apples to the schools. They're going to bake apple pies with them, and then a portion of those pies will come back to the co-op, get sold through our sales channels, and that's how we'll recoup the money for the farmers on the apples. So any of these things, I would say, take away the thought about money. We're small enough, we're tight enough as neighbors and as a community. Any ideas you have, we can definitely work on them and implement them.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you. If it's okay, Superintendent Donnelly, would you mind forwarding both of our information
Of
to
course,
everybody in
of
attendance?
course.
Thank you.
I think there might be a couple questions for you.
That was my question.
Okay.
If you come forward, that's the information.
Yes, of course.
Thanks, Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oscar, you ready?
Wait, no.
No.
I was having so much fun.
I know, now we're hungry. So joining us here is Oscar Coronado from the Southern Arizona Film Society.
Yes.
And we've worked together with Oscar before. Through our ESSER grant, we provided some filmmaking mentorship programs with the Rio Rico High School Film and TV, and then you did the film festival here last spring. So
Yes.
he's going to share some more information about upcoming activities and events.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. My name is Oscar Coronado. I am co-founder of the Southern Arizona Film Society. The Southern Arizona Film Society is a nonprofit organization that focuses on offering filmmakers, aspiring filmmakers, young people, resources, collaboration, education, and development. We do this to uplift the local film scene, address the problems that are in our community, and try to foster sustainable growth through filmmaking in our community. We noticed that there were certain problems that needed to be addressed. The first one, that our resources are very limited when it comes to filmmaking. The filmmaking practices that LA, New York, and Miami have don't apply to the filmmaking practices that Arizona has, because one has, they have industry and we're developing the industry. And the network and community of filmmakers that we have here in Arizona is kind of disorganized and needs more organization. The current solutions are very expensive school programs. Filmmakers are often pushed to migrate to Los Angeles, to New York, to Miami to find better opportunities. And the resources that we have in state are focused on bringing our industry more than creating industry in our community. So we thought about what solutions can we offer. Our first objective was to create educational programs, vocational programs to extend the network and support diversity. Our second objective was to create a platform where we can showcase the work that we're doing for underrepresented filmmakers and emerging filmmakers. And the third objective, which we believe is the most important one, everything that we do has to be affordable, has to be inclusive, and everyone should have access to these programs no matter what type of education you have, what resources you have, or where you're from. If you want to study filmmaking, we want to offer you that opportunity. So with that in mind, and thanks a lot to Maya last year, we created 5 programs. The first one, which is the Filmmaker Academia, that we were so proud to start here in the Santa Cruz County, where we work with several students from the Rio Rico High School. We created, with this time, we created one of the short films called Color that was showcased during the Nogales International Film Fest. We created a documentary that was the Nogales Tree, which was about the story of Nogales. And with this program, we had over 40 high school students participating during the time. With that, we also got another grant with South 32 and the NACO Heritage Alliance, where we're expanding our program. We will be starting this fall a program where we will teach students how to do documentary and commercial work, so they can start setting up the work that they need and start getting more and more work. Know how to create money with filmmaking is a very, very important thing that everybody should know. We know how to do art, but we don't know how to sell it. So we want to teach them how to sell their own art. And with the NACO Heritage Alliance, we want to create a short film and a documentary that will be starting in spring 2026. All of these programs are open to all the communities, to every high school. It's not inclusive or exclusive to the Santa Cruz County, whatever county that wants to participate. We will accept students, whether it is online or in person. Because one of the biggest things is we also understand that with the pressure that is right now politically wise, some people are afraid of leaving their houses, so we want to offer them the education through online so they feel secure when they're receiving this education. With the educational program, we also created mentorship programs and master classes. So when we started last year, we supported over 7 filmmakers, it was 10, and we supported 3 short films. When we started this 2025, we now increased to 45 students now that we have, and we are supporting actively 20 short films in the community by offering them resources, offering them educational programs, and by giving them master classes with each and every person that thrives in these departments of filming. Here are some of the people that we have offered master classes this year. It has been very successful. We've had over 150 students in our master classes. So we are very, very happy to keep bringing these master classes. Every master class that we give are online and are available to our members. Our memberships are completely free. There is no cost for anyone. It's just a way for us to keep track of how many people we have in our community that are interested in doing filming. With that, we also created another program called the Film Positive. We understood that there was underrepresented communities that weren't getting much attention with filming. One of our biggest supporters that we have, or people that we support, is Antonio Pisillo, who is a person that goes through has mental health problems. And we have been helping him to filmmaking for him to tell his story, to develop himself as a person of our community. And he has been trying. He now has like 15 short films created right now. So this is the dinner is the last one that we supported him. David Verde, he is a Native American who's been doing a lot of filmmaking. We've supported him to his recent work, Finding Fire. And yeah, we have upcoming films coming up, that is Cerulean by Soraya Cervantes, Sweet Potato Pie, The Road from the River, and Delicious. These are 4 films that we are going actively supporting till the month of May. We should have them all done. And the other projects that we have been supporting have, this is the list of projects that we've been supporting. The biggest one we have so far is Coyote, that was shot here in Nogales, Sonora, and Arizona recently. I just finished it yesterday. Yes, and incredibly enough, we had Isai Morales, Renata Nagmi, and Mr. Mel Gibson as part of our cast. So it was a big event that we had, and it's helping us to get more and more attention to focus on helping students and getting more resources to helping students and people that don't have access to higher education, especially in communities that there is no college or higher education offers. So yeah, then we created an accelerator program to help people that are seasoned in filmmaking by offering services that they usually cannot afford, like insurance, administrative services, contract and legal counseling, social media and marketing services, plus distribution and a film festival. The benefits is for them to focus their budget in what really matters, which is payroll and paying people, instead of spending $30,000 to $40,000 in insurance that usually could go to pay more people, getting more active workers, and supporting their filmmaking community. This also maximizes their earnings. It creates better investor trust, knowing that they have all these services in place. And they get to own their product. We do not take but the minimum portion to keep these programs alive, but they get to keep most of the ownership of what they do. And yeah, we've also been supporting constantly live events. We are very proud to be supporting all these events, and we will continue to support events as they go. And lastly, but not least, we have our international events. We adopted this film festival 2 years ago, which was the first thing that we started doing. And we decided to rebrand the film festival to give more identity to the city of Nogales. We have an event called Film on the Fence, where we use the border wall and project the movie on both sides of the fence. And as we went along and we started hearing the stories from the people of Nogales, we understood that the city of Nogales needed an identity. There's a lot of artists, there's a lot of people working in the community, but we needed to create something that gave it that identity and people would know what Nogales really is. Since we started the Nogales International Film Fest, and we did it this May, we've had 75 films screened. We've had over 500 people as an audience attending. 15 film visitors from LA, New Mexico, Mexico City, Miami, and even France. We had a French person coming. We spent over $48,000 to create this film festival. And we had an agreement with 10 community partnerships, and we supported over 40 students locally with the Nogales International Film Fest. Here is some of the documentation of what we did. It was really fun. If you did not go, I will do it again next May, so you don't miss it. And yeah, we have open submissions in November. We will start just next 3 days. We will start our submissions for students and filmmakers to submit their film. Anyone who is from Arizona or from Sonora can submit for free. We do not charge local people at all, and if they don't have money, we will pay for it. So how can you help us? It's very important. We need fundings, we need ears, we need production essentials, transportation, office supplies, and volunteers. It has been so far me and my associate Francisco who've been working this constantly and without sleep. But it's worth it. It really is. The benefits, we just became a 501c3 nonprofit, so we can offer tax deductible support artists. Everyone that does donations, they get associate producer credit, and this really helps us keep our programs free or no cost for students and people who want to do film. We are very, very interested in supporting the community. We believe that the best way to create an industry is to start when people are young, so we like to go to high schools and offer these programs. We're open to going to each high school and offering these programs, whether you have fundings or not. The most important thing for us is we cannot stop and wait for the perfect time to happen. We need to start acting now, and as we go, we really love what we do. We love to support filmmakers in our community. We think that we are on the right track, and if anyone wants one of these programs to happen in your community, we are open to going down there and offering these programs. And with that, I thank you all.
Questions? And I will definitely be sharing contact information, okay, from all of our presenters. All right, thank you, Oscar.
Thank you for
amazing
listening.
information. Thank you so much. All right, our last presenter of the day is Terry Sprigg, and she's going to share a little bit more about our connection with young audiences and our Santa Cruz Arts for Learning program.
Hold on. Terry, I'll just give a little bit of background. So, my title is Special Projects Grant Manager, and so I do a lot of smaller programs. The big program that we're doing is drug prevention, but these smaller programs, and RAISE is one of them, they're just such a joy to work. I'll give you a little bit of my art background. My art background is like zero. I grew up in a home where we had, my youngest brother was like this amazing, gifted artist. And so what happened with the other siblings is we sort of didn't touch art. That was his thing, right? And he's been super successful with it. But, you know, we always told ourselves we're not good at it. We would play Pictionary with him, and it was like horrible. Because our little drawings, he would just like, and just sketch them out, right? And so I think we grew up, and people from my generation, we grew up thinking that, okay, that I'm not good at art. That's not my thing, you know. And so years later, I learned, well, as an elementary teacher, whatever I did and drew, my kids loved. So no problem there, right? But little by little, I started learning about growth mindset and those types of, you know, the way we think about ourselves and what we do to ourselves. And number one, anybody can be good at art if you practice, right? And so the other thing is, with art, I realized it doesn't matter if it's good, bad, in between, it's yours, and it's your way to get your creativity out. And then on top of it, now we have art for healing. And so in no way any of you shut yourselves out of art, because that's so important, and that's one of the things I've learned in the past 9 years in Mr. Velasquez's office and now with Maya, is it doesn't matter what you create or what you do. Use it as an outlet. It's so good for your brain. It's just, you know, benefits all over the place. And again, things I wish I would have known when I was younger. And so now, I've been working with RAISE. I don't know how I ended up with RAISE, but I love it. I love it because
it sort of blend, it came in with the mental and behavioral health stuff that I've been doing. And then here comes Ray's, and they even have healing-centered education, and they have all these offerings that help us shape what we're doing with art and with kids, right? One thing I did know as a teacher is that when I threw in art, the kids loved it. No matter what project we were doing, no matter what we were working on, if you throw art into it, it just makes it so much better for the kids. It cements the learning for them. And we know that a lot of times in schools we forget to throw that in because we're so worried about the tests and about, getting this lesson done and getting that lesson done. And we're on a tight schedule, but we have to give that time. And so Ray's integrates art into all the other subject areas. So anyway, Ray stands for Responsive Arts in School Education, and it comes from Young Audience, and we are an affiliate of Young Audience. Young Audience's Arts for Learning. And we have been for a while. Mr. B was big on the arts and on young audiences, and so here we got named into a big young audiences grant. So Ray's has 26 affiliates across the country, and we are lucky to be one of them. So what it does is it has arts integration, and it has teacher artist training, it has teacher training, and then parent and community engagement. So the teaching artists get the training, and then they train the teachers at that school, and then we engage parents and community all at the same time. So we unfortunately, Ray's only gives us 2 teaching artists. And unlike young audiences before, back in the day, where we had performers come in and they would do, I was telling my nephew about it, and he goes, yeah, I remember, it's that random guy that would just come in and play the guitar and leave. Yeah, it was like a one-shot deal, and as a teacher, I always thought, man, I wish we could get more of that, and then get more from that teaching artist. Well, what Ray's does, it has 2 artists in residence, and we have 2 schools that are lucky to have them this year. And it's Michigayo. They have Mr. Gustavo Lozano with drumming, and it's Rio Rico High School, and they have Miguel Grijalva with an arts club. And so it's only 2, but I'll show you a little brief video. I'm gonna turn it down, let's see. So this is Mr. Lozano and Michigayo. It's okay. It's not the So he does drumming sessions with all the kids K through 8. And you guys have beautiful kids at that school. I love taking pictures of them. And so it builds this community, right? It unites the kids into a collective experience. And he's now, this second year, he's working more on how every kid has a part in that big picture. And so it's exciting stuff. And I know your kids love
it,
this
and
class.
they're really engaged. They're always asking, when is Miss Lozano coming back?
Yeah, and I know because when we do YEP and we invite him, the kids always say, that's my favorite one.
Can I mention something?
Yes.
Yesterday, he came to the Los Padres program, they have a little art program. And these are kids that are from the age of like 1 to 4. So how do you get them to like, there's all these activities going on, and he brought them in, and he started drumming with them. And it was just like, all of a sudden you look, parents are with them, which was awesome. But you look over and the kids are just coming, sitting, watching, and drumming. And it was just so funny because here we have kids running all over the place, and then all of a sudden they sit, and they start doing it. And it was just amazing. Even the 1-year-olds were like, keeping the beat. It was beautiful. It was very cool. I loved it.
And not just for kids, but Lisette and Terry were in Mexicano. They deliver a training, and it's very helpful for teachers as well.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, it's that element of art and what it does to your brain. Lisette and I in our office, we did for a while. We had a little art project there, so people would come by and work on it or paint, and it was just like a break, you know, just such a good brain break. So yeah. The other artist is Mr. Vizcarra, who's the muralist at Rio Rico High School. You guys can use this one. And Mr. Vizcarra does amazing work with the murals at Rio Rico. So the other piece is the professional development for teachers. And you're right there, you look so happy. so the artists, and it worked out really well because they know the art, and I sort of know how to put presentations together. And so we went to Mexicano, we gave them the teachers free instruments, we did activities. Oh my God, their faces. They lit up. First of all, you give teachers something free and they love it, right? Free stuff is always good. But they were working with the instruments, and they did a fun activity that we did is they read a story and they put sound to it using the instruments. And so that's a big part of RAISE is we want to train teachers to integrate these pieces into their lessons so that when they are presenting, you know, they can use that, and then that builds that sustainability. So when RAISE is gone, unfortunately it ends next summer, but then that training will be there to sustain the program. We also have a big chunk of parental and community events, and so you also want parents to come into it, right? Let your kid drum on those pods, it's okay, it's good for their brain. You know, we need to train parents also to cooperate with us when it comes to having those art supplies for their kids and keeping their kids busy and keeping them off of the phones, you know. Shut down the electronics and all that. I'm with you on that one. So again, Maya mentioned our big community event is sponsored by RAISE, and we hope that families will come in. We have a lot of cool prizes and art supplies to give out, and so you know, make sure you come in. And I was thinking right now when I was sitting there and thinking, and when we were talking about your films and all that, I think we worry about AI a lot. But the creativity of the brain, I don't think can ever be emulated, right? You can't. And so I almost think that with art, it's gonna take a turn. And so because so many people do things with technology, then the true artist and the true value for art is gonna grow. That's just my theory. And we're gonna value more of the classic art, which we need to hold on to. Right? So if you have questions about raise, I'm here to answer them. And thank you very much.
Thank you. So at our community event on Saturday, Terry does have, she mentioned supplies. It's 10 sacks of musical instruments that's going to be wrapped up, 10 sketch sets, 10 little suitcases full of art supplies, so plenty of giveaways for people of all ages, okay? Thank you, Terry. And then our teaching artists that are involved in Raise will be part of the event here on Saturday, providing the workshops, okay? All right, so we're getting very close to lunchtime. Are you getting hungry? Just a couple more things. Carrie's going to explain about how our voting process will happen for our student ambassador, and we thank you. If you can cruise through that exhibit, we have amazing art from lots of different schools. As I mentioned, 7th through 12th grade. If you would help us pick our student ambassador, that would be amazing. Sorry,
No, it's okay.
So please take a little bit of time and then join us for lunch. The lunch is being served by the culinary students. They are out there all excited in their uniforms and everything. Feel free, it's boxed and ready to go, but please stay and join us and network and have lunch with us here today, or take it on the road if you are in a hurry. We'll have a chance for a roundtable in just a second, but Carrie, do you want to talk about our ballot?
Yeah, it's very simple. You all have a ballot here.